SEMO head coach Tom Matukewicz. Redhawks came from behind, topped Western Illinois 22-17 last week. The season ends this week. They host Lindenwood in the Game Ball Brawl Trophy battle. So, Coach, thoughts about your team, and we'll go to some questions.
Yeah, it was a much appreciated win. I think we appreciated that win because we have a lot of respect for Coach and the job that him and his staff and team are doing. I remember trying to rebuild this thing here, and it's so frustrating when you lose close ball games. But it's kind of the evolution. You kind of start by getting blown out, and then you kind of get closer and closer. And so they got a bright future. That being said, I think the biggest thing is I appreciated how excited we were to play. When you're dealing with the outcomes we have, we're 3-8 or whatever we were at the time. It's just easy to not, to just let go and give up or point fingers or do all the things that most of the time society does. But I appreciate that we kept pulling on the rope, found a way. I think it was 17-3, and ended up winning the football game down that much. And so it says a lot about our character. And when you're going through it, it kind of reveals who you really are. It doesn't matter what you say, but when you're in the valley, who you are, your decisions you make, how you go about your business is your character. And so that's probably the biggest thing I'm appreciative of.
Before we look ahead, just one or two more questions about that game. Brandon Nepton had a big run for you too, and overall, and then Cole had 83 yards, so you had 179 yards after the losses there. Just talk about the running game in that context.
Yeah, it's no secret. We've been trying to get it going. And so I think we have made steady progress up to that point, and it was great to get a chunk yardage play with Brandon. We feel like both of them are explosive playmakers, but they, can't block for himself. We got to give him more holes and stuff like that. Schematically, we got to get him in position to make those plays. And so I feel like it's getting better, and it was great to finally have one of those games where you're happy with the run stats instead of embarrassed.
And so you had big run and then safety and then a field goal. So you kind of did it a little bit of every way down the
Yeah.
stretch, which I know made you happy.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a one possession game, so it's just really tight. I think, you know, we're not there yet in the run game, or we would have finished the game out. We had a 4-minute drive to ice it. We couldn't pick up a first down because we couldn't run it when they knew we were going to run it. And when that happens, you put the game back in jeopardy. Right. And so thankfully, our defense was playing outstanding, scored on defense, shut them out in the second half. Kicking game was up and down, but our place kicker has done a great job all year long. Nailed a tough kick because the wind was kind of at an angle. We were into the wind and at an angle. And so that was a huge kick to put it within a touchdown and ultimately seal the game.
Well, let's talk about your opponent this week, and a rival, a close rival. Now you have the Game Ball Brawl Trophy. First of all, what's it like to have that for this rivalry to help it grow? And then what have you seen from Lindenwood?
Yeah, I think both universities are wanting to make this game mean something, and so that trophy really helps. But also, it's the play. They beat us last year. Every year they've gotten better, and we're struggling a little bit this year. And they've had some really nice wins, and so this is going to be what we had all thought it would be someday, a big game, right? Both teams are pretty evenly matched, and either team can win it. And it's nice, even though none of us are going to win, like they're not going to win a championship, they're not going to the playoffs, and neither are we. But we still get to win something. So we go to the end of the year, we have a trophy, a meaningful game would be a meaningful win here, and so I'm thankful for that, and just really excited to play this weekend.
Thoughts on their quarterback? You obviously saw him last year, and he's one of the veteran quarterbacks back in the league. He seems to have done some really good things for them.
Yeah, it really has. It's just really hard to defend. You know, uh, like most mobile quarterbacks don't have the accuracy he has. I mean, he can run and be really, really accurate. once people leave the pocket, sometimes the accuracy goes way down. But he'll gamble and make a lot of plays. Really, just really tough to defend. He made a lot on us last year, and so we got our work cut out for us. But first, it still starts in the run game. If we don't limit their run game, which we're not going to stop it, but we need to limit it so it's not 3rd and 1 and 2 all game long, or we're going to really be in trouble. And then, I got to hold up on the big plays, the discipline in the secondary not to grab and hold or lose eyes on the man, look in the backfield while he's running around, will be a huge challenge, something we haven't done well this year.
In addition to all those things we've talked about, you get to play at home to end the season too. So, just talk about capping off the year at home.
Yeah, thankful for that. We try to make playing at home matter, mean something. It means something to these seniors that'll be playing their last ball. And so it's fun to be able to end it at home, and I'm looking forward to it.
Well, Coach, appreciate your time not only this morning but all year long, and just best of luck to the Red Hawks this week.
Same here, Kyle. No one does it better than you. Thank God.